Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Snarkbait Dark Energy Tuesday, the best day of the week. I'm Christy.
I'm Sophie, and we have so much to talk about today, you guys. We didn't even have enough time to talk about everything that went on this past week. But we're talking about Alex Cooper's Unwell event, Wendy and Eddie from Real Housewives of Potomac getting arrested for fraud. I'm freaking out. The
Wild.
Great White Scandal, crazy. Love is Blind's new season in Denver, Ella Rose's wedding, the return of King Kylie. Does anyone care? Sophia Culpo's breakup, our dark energy objects and light energy objects of the week, including Jared Leto being a flop, and so much more. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. Hey Sophie.
Hi, Christy. How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing well. We have so many things on our notes today. I feel like it's just been a very, very busy week in pop culture and influencers and Bravo celebrities. Like the people are busy. So I want to really just dive right into it. Um, actually, before we dive into it,
Yeah, wait. I feel
how,
like I need to warn everyone that I had a wedding last night in Philly, which is why if you're watching on video, I look tired. I know I look tired. I'm sorry. I'm even using the pretty filter that Christy introduced me to. I just look I feel great. I just look tired. I can tell that I have baggy eyes. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So just a heads up because I'm very vain. I have to let everyone know I don't normally look like this.
oh, I
How
don't
was
think
your
you look bad at
weekend?
all.
Thank you. How was your weekend, Christy?
Um, it was all good. I'm prepping for a Vegas trip in a couple of days. My really good friend Emily, she's getting married and her bachelorette is in Vegas. So I'm like rushing to buy so many dresses because I don't have like club dresses anymore. And one of the nights she's having us do college night, we're gonna wear like a bandage
Oh, love
dress
that.
and bangles. So I was like
Blazers.
rushing. Yes, like a blazer club, professional attire to the club. So I was in on Amazon just trying to find like BB-esque dresses and
Mhm.
bangles. Just dumped a bunch of shit into my cart, but I'm actually just really nervous about what club dresses to wear on the non-themed night because I feel like I don't have anything. And everything I have that is club worthy, I've used and I've been photographed in. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
okay. You can outfit repeat. You
Yeah,
guys,
yeah. So
outfit repeating, my coworker said something really profound recently. She said, "Outfit repeating is just wearing your clothes."
I know.
It's literally just wearing your clothes.
Yeah,
I am
I
very
know.
pro outfit repeating. I actually, you know what's funny is that I brought 2 dresses to Philly this weekend for this wedding, and then I saw on the website that it was colorful black tie. Both of the dresses I brought were black, and they were both dresses that I've already worn to weddings this year, have been photographed in. I was like, "I'm gonna outfit repeat. Great. I love both of these dresses. Perfect. If you have black tie dresses you like, why not repeat them?" Said colorful black tie, and I only brought black dresses. So I ended up borrowing my mother-in-law's dress that I actually love. It was like vintage, and I had people come up to me last night and be like, "Oh my god, where did you get that?" And I was like, "It's vintage for my mother-in-law." Anyway, more of the story is please outfit repeat, Christy.
Yeah, it is sustainable. It is a good thing. I feel like I've literally worn these dresses every time I go to Vegas or like
Yeah,
Miami. So I'm
yeah.
just like I literally feel like I cannot wear them anymore. I got like a few like super down dresses from Revolve, so it's not like
Cute,
like $60 or whatever. Not that that's like
cute.
low level, but like it's one of those things where that's fine. I'm not spending
Yeah.
$250 on a dress. So um, yeah, I'm very excited about that. I feel like I've been going to Vegas a lot because I was there just a couple months ago for the Ashley Simpson show. But how was your wedding, by the way?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. It's our last wedding of the year, last wedding for a while. So I'm weddinged out, I think, for quite some time. I feel like we've had a lot this year. So yeah, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, like I said, I messed up the dress code, but it ended up working out. I pride myself on like adhering to the dress code very well. If someone wants me to wear a color, I'll wear a color. I just didn't see it. Obviously, I didn't do my
God,
research well
that's
enough.
it's so nice for you to be like an a normal height, because for me, I could never do that because 'cause I'm so short.
Mhm.
Any dress on me that, let's say it's a short dress, it would go down below my knees. Like, I always have to get everything tailored, so that's one
Mhm.
other thing as well. Everything I purchase, I have to get tailored because everything looks, not just because 'cause I'm so thin, it's literally because 'cause I'm just
Mhm.
so short, and I need everything shortened. So,
Yeah.
that's my problem and first world problem as being a petite woman, and I'm very envious of your very normal female height.
Yeah, it worked out. I'm taller than my mother-in-law by, like, 2 inches, I think, but it ended up working out. Like, I just, like, happened to fit into this one dress that she actually wore. It's like a sexy, I'm gonna post pictures, but it was a very sexy, like, leopard print corset dress. She got it for a bar mitzvah,
Oh,
like,
I love that.
literally 20 years ago, a bar mitzvah 20 years ago, and I'm like, "This is a very sexy dress for a bar mitzvah," but it worked out for me.
No, I love that. Oh my, you're gonna have to put that on our DET carousel.
I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vegas, I know that you wanna talk about Alex Cooper's Unwell event.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was this weekend. The only reason I knew Alex Cooper was hosting an Unwell event in Vegas was because my girlfriend, who's the bride in the bachelorette party I'm going to next weekend, was like,
Mhm.
"We're missing Unwell by one weekend." But I
Mhm.
was obviously on their Instagram. There's anyone and everyone that's under the reality TV sphere was present at this weekend. We had Tana Mojo, all the Love Island season 6 cast like Kayla Kendall and Olivia, Stassi Schroeder, Meredith Marks, Bethany Frankel, Chelsea and Chriselle from Selling Sunset, Harry Jowsey, Paris Hilton was seen DJing at one of the beach clubs in the afternoon, Sex Lives of Mormon Wives cast. And it got me thinking, Unwell, at its core, I believe, is a podcast network. But I find that they're not uplifting any podcast under their umbrella. All they're doing is just making Alex seem like she's the star of the show. I feel like when they opened up Unwell Vegas, they had a bunch of burlesque dancers come in with like those big feathers, and then they unveiled like Alex Cooper behind the feathers. And it's such a me moment. And I think about
Mhm.
big media companies, like, for instance, Dear Media is one that comes to mind because they do have so many influencers under their umbrella. But when they do these Dear Media events, I find that they're showcasing and platforming everyone under them. They're not just showcasing Michael and Lauren, who are like the co-CEOs or whatever. It's I don't know why. What is Unwell Network? Is it a podcast
Mhm.
agency? Is it just there to throw parties? Like, their marketing budget must be out of control because this literally looks like a BravoCon type of event. And I'm just curious, like, what is Unwell?
Yeah, I don't really understand what the end game is with, like, an event like this. Like, I guess for marketing, publicity, sure. I follow a lot of these Bravo celebrities. I didn't This didn't really, like, make noise on my feeds, at least. I feel like most of the content I saw was people making fun of the fact that Alex Cooper throws these events just to m make an Alex Cooper show on the road. Like, it's very confusing to me. And like you said, I feel like Dear Media is a perfect example. It's like, it is about the podcast under their network and uplifting those podcast hosts. And it's like, what is even happening here at Unwell? Like,
I
it's not about uplifting anyone but Alex.
Exactly, and these other people are just her little minions, just I don't know, I just feel like it's so her, and I actually came across a
Mhm.
TikTok this morning where a user, posted this video about how the first night, the the show started 50 minutes late. Alex was only on show for like 2 minutes, but of course, like, she was the
Mhm.
big opening act, so to speak, and then they brought out random, like, Bravo celebrities and reality stars, throughout the show. But yeah, I'm just very confused. Like, 1, what is the Unwell Network? Is it like a PR agency? Is it a marketing agency? Is it a podcast network? And what is this but not to just showcase Alex and how I don't know, it just seems a little bit narcissistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand. I don't I don't know. It's very confusing. And I understand that we are not the target audience. I think that might be part of the problem is that we're millennials, we're 30 somethings. Like, I feel like she's targeting like college students maybe. Like,
Yes.
she's targeting a younger demographic. I saw that she even posted like, here's what to wear to the pool party in Vegas. And it's like, who is going to this pool party in Vegas? I guess college students, like kids. Like, we're just not the target audience. So I feel like we wouldn't understand it. Maybe it is working for her. Like, maybe it is working for the Unwell Network to be doing these types of events and, like, propping up Alex as this, like, just godlike
Behemoth.
figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's working for them. I don't know. It's not working for me, but it's like I'm not the target audience, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just fascinating how she's become so, impenetrable, and she's seen everywhere. It's like, "You like Love Island?" Well, she's now landed, like, all the cast as, like, some of her best friends. She's, like, seen with Halle Batchelder all the time, so
Mhm.
she's, aligning herself with a Gen Z audience. Her
Yeah.
whole thing is very interesting, so I'm curious if any of you baby snarks attended the Unwell conference or whatever you wanna call it. What were your thoughts? What did you guys do? Was it worth the money that you paid? And oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just thinking the Unwell conference. Like it's like a corporate conference.
Yeah, I'm literally thinking of, like, when I would go to accounting conferences and it's a bunch of nerds, like, going from ballroom to ballroom. I'm like, that's what the Unwell conference is, but people
The
going from beach club to
ballrooms.
beach club. Yeah, beach club to
The
beach club. I
ballrooms.
don't know, it's so weird. But I guess the Wall Street Journal just posted an article saying that Alex Cooper is about to open an Unwell ad agency. So, yeah,
Mhm.
she's a podcast network, she's an ad agency, she markets the hell out of herself. What I will say is that they do an incredibly good job with marketing Unwell because it's like they do a real that's like the best thing that they do is just marketing themselves.
I guess
So,
so. I mean, like, yeah, she announced that she teamed up with Google to do an ad, and then that was kind of her soft launch for this ad agency that Unwell is going to have. It's just like, I don't know. I don't understand like but we've talked about this so much. Like you guys know that we're constantly being like, where what are we missing when it comes to Alex Cooper? Like
yeah.
literally what am I missing? I'm clearly missing something. I'm not
Yeah.
acting like, she is, clearly completely untalented. Like clearly she has some sort of talent, which is why she keeps getting these opportunities. I just and clearly she probably speaks to the certain demographic, which is Gen Z, college students. It's not me, it's not us. It's not working for us. So we're like, what are we missing? What we're clearly missing something.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you guys think the Unwell Network is slated to do and what you think they're doing really well because I'm genuinely very curious from an
Yeah.
earnest place.
You guys probably know this by now, but I am not good at cooking. Being good at cooking would make my life so much more convenient, healthier, and cost efficient. But alas, I'm almost always finding myself ordering in, making an excuse to go out to dinner, or whipping up something super easy and often unhealthy at home. But that has all changed now that I've discovered Factor. Factor meals are ready in minutes, packed with protein and other nutrients, and most importantly, to me, actually delicious. And I'm not just saying that. Christy and I were on the phone the other night talking about how amazing our Factor dinners were. There's a reason 97% of customers say that Factor has helped them live healthier lives. It makes eating healthier easy, convenient, and tasty. There are so many delicious options from premium seafood to Asian inspired cuisine and even filet mignon, my personal favorite of theirs. The one I had the other night was filet with roasted carrots and a potato leek mash, and it was genuinely so good. I cleaned my plate. I also loved the chicken Alfredo with garlic broccoli that I had recently too. They're also perfect for like any single people out there or married ones like myself whose spouses work late. Eating healthy for one has never been easier, genuinely. Eat smart at factormeals.com/snark50off and use code snark50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code SNARK50OFF at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready to eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto renewing subscription purchase.
What do you wanna
Yes.
talk about next?
Speaking of Bravo celebrities, we need to talk about I've been talking about this nonstop all weekend. Wendy and Eddie from Real Housewives of Potomac getting arrested for fraud. And I know that you don't watch Potomac. When I think we were I think recording our Patreon episode last Friday. We're recording right now on Sunday, October 12th. And I think the news broke on Friday and we were on a call together and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And you were like, "What?" And I was like, "Wendy from Potomac arrested for fraud." And it didn't mean as much to you because you don't watch Potomac. But like as someone who watches it, this is shocking. Like
Mm.
Bravo Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the Bravo accounts I follow are freaking out over this, including myself. Like, this is shocking because Wendy and Eddie, first of all, Wendy is a doctor with 4 degrees. She famously has 4 degrees. Eddie, her husband, is a lawyer. They are the last people that should be getting caught up in a scheme that is this fucking dumb. Have you read any of the details here, Christy?
I know everyone is freaking out, so I know your freak out was certainly warranted because everyone that watches Potomac is so shocked right now, and I swear to God, the bridge between becoming a housewife into some kinda, crime needs to be
Mhm.
studied. It's whether is it the chicken or the egg? Are these housewives committing fraud or these white collar crimes or taking advantage of, the disabled and older or whatever because they wanna keep up with the Joneses and they wanna portray a really rich lifestyle, or were they like that before the show they were even picked up for the show? It's fascinating to me. What about Wendy and this fraud allegation? What about it is so shocking when it comes to like her character and how she portrays herself on the show?
Well, first of all, you make a great point because it's these housewives that are constantly trying to show off for the cameras, keep up with the Joneses, and flex on each other. And it's funny
Yes.
also with Potomac, like Potomac is not like I feel like Beverly Hills. It's like a different tier of wealth. You have Heather Dubrow and or well, she's on OC, but still, you have Heather Dubrow, you have Lisa Vanderpump, you have Kyle Richards. On Potomac, like Giselle, they all make fun of the fact that Giselle lives in this like cheaply decorated house, but at least she owns it. And then you have like Wendy, who doesn't even live in Potomac. Karen Huger, who was living in a rental and, just got released from prison also for her fourth DUI. It's like, why are you trying to flex in Potomac? It's not my point is it's not Beverly Hills, you know? Like, why are you trying to flex? It's just silly, but they're constantly trying to flex on each other and keep up with the Joneses. And it's funny also because in the premiere, the newest season of Potomac just premiered last Sunday. I'm excited for the second episode tonight. I feel like they're going to be re-editing things. And I'm going to get into this fraud and like the details of it in a sec. But it's interesting in the premiere Wendy is bragging about how well financially they're doing. She goes, cha-ching, because Eddie, her husband, his cannabis company, Happy Eddie, is apparently just doing so well. She's like, let's just say it's very lucrative. We don't really have to worry about anything these days. Cha-ching, and does this
Oh
motion.
my this is on the preview or the first episode?
The first episode, the pilot.
Oh my
So
god.
and she's also just she's always been like this, that she's just extremely smug and patronizing. The 4 degrees thing. She's like, I have 4 degrees. I'm educated. You're not. Like, she's just always so patronizing. So I feel like it's also kind of like, in a way, it's like Schadenfreude. Like, it's just kind of like satisfying for people because it's like, you were so fucking smug all of these years and now look at you. Um, Okay, so for context, they were indicted for 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy insurance fraud, and 1 count of making a false statement to a police officer. Their bail was set to $50,000. Basically, the background is on April 7th, 2024, Wendy and Eddie returned from a vacation and reported that night that their house had been burglarized of over $450,000 worth of luxury goods, with 57 items in total reported stolen. And
Wait, sorry to interrupt. Is this
yeah,
gonna go into like an insurance fraud type of thing where their house wasn't really burglarized? Stop.
yes. It
Stop.
makes you wonder about like Dorit and PK.
Oh, I mean, that's always been big
Yeah.
question mark.
Totally. So, shout out to Gibson Johns from the Gabbing with Gib podcast, friend of the pod.
Love.
He dropped a clip of an interview he did with Wendy last year about the burglary. And she said, they were clearly targeted because their neighborhood had never had any sort of incident like this before. And she felt, quote unquote, violated. She said, I felt violated, so to speak. So to speak. What? Like watching it now, it's just so funny because she's clearly lying out of her ass. But according to the police, they were suspicious from the jump because there was zero evidence of a break in. Wendy and Eddie claimed the intruder came through a back bathroom window on the second floor, but there was no debris or signs of any break in at all via that window or elsewhere. So they said in the
What?
police report that The Osefos stated, that's Wendy and Eddie Osefo. The Osefos stated that they did not touch anything prior to police arrival. There was a screen with damage laying on the roof, and the window was not locked. To go in or out of that window, one has to step on the toilet. The toilet lid was down and had no debris on it. When sheriff's office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked roof grit back inside. The Osefos had an ADT system and a ring camera. The Osefos activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During the time they were away, there was no motion detected inside the residence.
Oh
There
my
was
god.
activity such as package deliveries on the ring camera that was monitored remotely, but nothing else. It's so stupid. So they filed insurance fraud claims for the missing goods, apparently including like Hermes bags, diamond anniversary rings, etc., with 3 different types of insurance for the losses, which is obviously extremely illegal. So they filed travelers insurance, jewelers mutual insurance, and home site insurance.
Jesus.
And they obviously reported to each of those. They were like, "You're our only insurance." They made no mention of the other
Oh
insurance claims they were making.
my. This is oh my god. First of all,
It's
this is
so
crazy.
dumb.
The burglary, this burglary, I'm putting this in quotes, is crazy, but to reach out to various insurance companies and claim that they are the only, like, insurance is like, these things are easily auditable. Like, what are you doing?
I know, the fact that they thought they could get away, they're not stupid people. That is what's crazy, is that they're not stupid. This is the dumbest crime I've ever heard of. The other thing is that some of the stuff that they reported missing, they had returned. So a Dior shirt, for example, is listed as stolen item valued at
Stop.
$1,450, but the shirt had been returned on January 14th, 2023 for a refund. A Gucci leather wallet was purchased in 2018 and returned 2 weeks later for a refund of $948.70. So they reported missing things that they had once owned, but actually had returned.
It's like you said, I don't know them, but if you're telling me they're not stupid, I believe you. It's more so an entitlement where you think the rules simply do not apply to you, and there's no way anyone will look into the receipts, validate whatever you're saying is in fact true, like validate the accuracy. This is so entitled to me. Entitled, entitled, entitled. You think that the law does not apply to you, no one would ever look into
Mhm.
you.
It's fucking crazy.
This is
So
crazy.
it gets worse though. You guys. Like, I have been in this rabbit hole all weekend. This is all I've been thinking of talking about. Literally talking to my in-laws about it. They've never watched
No,
Real
this is
Housewives of Potomac.
fascinating 'cause even if you're not watching, this is still interesting to hear about.
It's crazy because, again, like I said, they're supposed to be smart. And this is
Yeah.
so fucking stupid. Listen to how stupid this is. The investigators noticed that Wendy, they were stalking her social media account, doing their job. They noticed that she was wearing some of the items that she reported missing on her social media accounts after the alleged robbery. So, including an anniversary ring that she reported as stolen. She wore it on a red carpet and also in confessionals for the most recent season of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is
Huh.
also one of the funniest parts. So, Eddie, again, who's a lawyer, mind you, emailed the list of reportedly stolen items to Wendy, and in this email asked if there were additional high value items that we can add to this inventory listing, i.e. Chanel shoes. I'm trying to get the total to exceed 423,000, which is
He
our
wrote that?
policy maximum. He wrote that in an email. You
No,
are a
he
lawyer, Eddie. You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer.
say it, forget it, write it,
Regret it.
say it, forget it, write it, regret it. Sorry. Yes.
You also you live together. That's your wife. Like, talk to her in bed. Like, talk to her at home. Like, why do you have to email? Like, that, that's a lawyer. Also,
Oh my
side note, I know you saw their mugshots. They
of
look
course.
high off their asses.
No, it was genuinely scary. I was like, that's something you would see on no, I know. It was scary. It's something like you would see on Cops or something. I don't know.
It was scary. Wendy is smiling and Eddie looks like happy Eddie. He looks really, really, really high. It's creepy. At the time of their arrest, speaking of the mugshots, police searched the Osefos' home and found at least 15 items that appear to be the same ones claimed stolen during the alleged burglary. So not only are they committing insurance fraud, they had returned some of these items that they claimed were stolen. And then they also just like had kept some of the items that they claimed were stolen. It is like so dumb on multiple levels. And I just can't believe these 2 would, like, blow up their entire lives like this just to, like we said, keep up with the Joneses or, like, flex on the other housewives or flex for the cameras or whatever it is. Like, Eddie has a cannabis business. I don't think with a felony that he will be able to sell cannabis anymore. Wendy does political commentary on TV. Any sort of political commentary career, she also was a professor for years, as we know. Like, her career in that arena is done. Uh, their children, the saddest part is that they have 3 kids. Their children's lives will be completely upended, which is, like, the saddest part of all. Like, it's all just
I know.
crazy. Like, why are you blowing up your lives? And why did you do it in such a fucking dumb way?
How old are the kids? Do you know? Are they, like, young or teenage?
The kids are young. I don't know their exact ages, but they're definitely under yeah, all, like, under, like, 14, I would say.
That's devastating because it's one of those things where the kids are old enough to understand it, and they'll be teased at school, like, there's
Yeah,
serious repercussions that will have traumatic impacts on them moving forward, not to mention that your parents' mugshots where they're clearly just under the influence are plastered everywhere, like, I'm not a huge fan I don't watch Potomac, but it's everywhere online. I feel like even if
everywhere.
you're not a Housewives watcher, because and they do look really, yeah, high in their
They
photos,
look
it's, like,
high.
creepy.
The good news is for Potomac viewers is that they picked the cameras back up. I know that Giselle and Ashley are going to have a fucking field day with us, and I cannot wait. I'm locked back into this. I was locked back into the season even before this happened because Monique is coming back. And I know that Potomac has had like kind of like a weak past few seasons. I feel like several
Yeah.
of our favorite franchises have been kind of in a rut, including Potomac. And I feel like this is gonna bring the viewers back in for sure. Like, I'm interested in seeing how they're going to reframe or re-edit some of the episodes, knowing what we know now. But even just watching, I watched the premiere of the season again just to pick up on like the Wendy and Eddie and how they were acting. And like that part is craziest to me is that she was sitting there bragging about how well they're doing financially when the investigators found that actually they're in substantial debt. And that's why they were doing this.
Oh my yeah, because that was gonna be my last question is what motivated them to do it? But obviously they were really so hard pressed that they felt like they had nothing to lose because they were already in the negatives. They were like, "Whatever, let's just see if this works, this works, this works." God, that's
Crazy.
so shitty. So now I'm trying to think of all the housewives that have gone through similar things. We have Erica Jane, obviously. We have
Teresa.
Jen Shah, Teresa, Wendy, that's 4. I'm trying
I
to
guess
think
if we're thinking about financial crimes like fraud, that might be I mean, I'm sure I know we're forgetting some because there's so many mugshots. You have Karen Huger also on Potomac who just got out of jail for DUI.
yes,
Um,
and Tinsley has been arrested, like, there's been many in arrest, but I think financial
yeah,
crimes, those are the 4 that come to my mind first, and then we all
yeah,
know Sonia Morgan had, like, some financial
yeah.
troubles, allegedly, she had to, like, sell her townhouse, had a really hard time selling the townhouse, she was really reliant,
Mhm.
allegedly, on, Roni money, so, god, that must be exhausting to have to be on a show, and while the show should be giving you some income, that income is going straight into your glam, straight into just making you appear fabulous when in fact you really
Mhm.
aren't.
And it's like, why do you need a Birkin? Like, why do you need an Hermes bag? Like, why? Like, I just think the whole like keeping up with the Joneses, like we said, it's like why? Like, I don't know, it like you said, it's kind of like a chicken or an egg conundrum where it's like, they feel like they have to, like, put on this facade because they were brought onto the Housewives, I guess, and the Housewives are supposed to be about wealthy women, but the Housewives franchise is continuously putting on women who are actually not that wealthy, but they feel like they have to portray themselves a certain way.
Yes. Yes.
Oh god.
And that's gotta be a lot of pressure on them, and they're willing to just really go through anything, do anything to make it seem like
Yeah.
they're wealthy. God, what a
Yeah.
taxing lifestyle, honestly.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of scandals, I want to talk about the Great White Restaurant slash Gran Blanco scandal that's been happening in LA. So, if you
Mhm.
guys aren't familiar, Sophie and I, interestingly enough, are fans of this restaurant. When I first met Sophie in person, when we did our photo shoot for our new podcast cover art, um, we went to the Larchmont Great White location, and oh my god, the food was delicious,
Mhm.
great service from our experience.
Smoothies. I love
We had
smoothies.
great smoothies, great coffee. We each got an entree. It was delicious. The vibe is very Tulum. Like, it's such an LA spot. Sophie's
Mhm.
been to the Venice location a number of times when she's visited LA in the past. And then when we had our retreat, although we didn't actually like sit and dine there, we got takeout, whatever. So Sophie and I are familiar with this restaurant, which is why I think this is so fascinating to me what recently happened. So a TikTok creator named Cassidy Cho, an Asian woman, posted a TikTok video of her at the Venice location, I believe, or the Melrose location, basically saying,
Yeah.
"Guys, something's a little weird. I'm at Great White and they're seating all of the Asian people outside in this certain corner of the outdoor patio." And she goes, "It's really bizarre." And she kind of pans the camera and you see everyone in and around her area is Asian. And she goes, "Okay, this couple just left. Let's see who they see in this table next." Sure enough, it was an Asian person. So she was just kind of like, I don't know if Great White is racist. The name is a little odd. But upon her posting and publishing that TikTok, people came out of the woodwork. People were looking at Yelp reviews from years past, well before Cassidy came onto TikTok. People were also coming out of the woodwork who were previous employees of Great White, talking about their experience as a person of color or even a white person and what they were told to do when they were working there and they no longer work there anymore. So, just to give you guys a little bit of background, the restaurant and the bar, Great White and Gran Blanco, have like really heavy presence throughout LA, and they're owned by two Sams that are Australian, Sam Trude and Sam Cooper. Um, there's a man named Ed Choi who I followed for a while now, a couple of years. He's an Asian male creator, and he was really heavily involved in the Nancy Ng disappearance. I did an episode of it on X Knows All, and I actually talked with Nancy's sister. It's like a devastating story. We can maybe do an episode on Patreon about it, but Nancy tragically just went missing, like poof, in Guatemala on a yoga retreat. And those that were last seen with her basically stayed mum, and they continue to not talk to authorities to this day. So super devastating story for another day. But Ed Choi was a huge advocate for Nancy Ng and has kind of been a huge advocate for Asian Americans in the Los Angeles area. And when he picked up this story by Cassidy Cho, he started posting about all the intel he was receiving from previous employees at Gran Blanco and Great White from like what they were told to do. So I'm going to read a couple of things that a woman named well, sorry, this I don't know who exactly wrote this tweet, but she said that the restaurant is so blatantly racist and sexist. When I worked as a hostess, I was consistently told by management to limit the amount of ethnic looking people and to only let in hot looking people.
Oh my
One of
god.
one of the Sams were told one of the employees to not let too many black people in because they didn't want the place to look ghetto and trashy. They also told all the DJs not to play rap and hip hop music to avoid having any black people come in. And another person said, "I went home crying because I knew it was true that there were always 3 black people that worked there, but they were always bussers." And there was a person that said, uh, "I was treated like an object," basically. And there was this woman named Montana, she's a white woman, and she said that when people of color would come in when she worked as a hostess, she was told to tell them that they were at capacity when in fact they were not at capacity. Um, really, really dark stuff, and it's gotten picked up by local news channels, like, it's actually on the news now of all these former employees saying, "Yes, this is true, this is what happens at Great White."
This is unbelievable. This is Jim Crow era racism. Like, this is literally like I can't believe this hasn't come out sooner because this is so unbelievable. This is like 1950s style racism. Like, I cannot believe it's 2025 and they
I
were getting
know.
away with this for so long.
And what was crazy is when people were kind of going back into their Google reviews from 2021, 2022, people were saying, the entire indoor seating area was totally vacant, but me as a person of color was sat outside. So it's not just this one Cassidy Cho incident
Right.
and maybe that day, I don't know, maybe they were packed and it was a coincidence. No, there is a history of them segregating people of color to not sit inside or by the restrooms. And the fact that they had not one, but two employees, one black hostess who said she was so traumatized from working there. She experienced like sexual assault while she was working there by
Oh
the
my
Sams.
god.
Then there was Montana Pine, who was a white server or white hostess, who also said she saw that exact behavior exhibited towards other people of color who were either working there or who were patrons. Like, these are real allegations that these people would not make if they did not, in fact, experience it. And of course, Ed Choi is getting eaten alive on TikTok by some people saying this is a stretch. But when you look back and peel back the layers, how coincidental that multiple people have had this experience at these specific restaurants. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's not a coincidence. That's
Yeah.
clearly a pattern that is real.
Yeah. So, it's just crazy because when I saw this story, I was like, "So" that's kinda like Sophie and I's we've jokingly said, like, "That's our spot," you know? But
Yeah.
we went there and we dined in the first time Sophie and I went, and we were seated inside. Maybe it's because
Mhm.
Sophie is, like, white passing, and maybe we were half an Asian party, I don't know, but we didn't have that experience, just to be clear, but,
Yeah,
I don't know if
Christy and I
that's
were talking about this, and Christy was like, "I think maybe we got sat because, like, you're white and I'm Asian." And I was
yeah.
like, "That's crazy to think about."
I know. I mean, who's to say if you weren't with me and I was with, like, my mom, where they would have sat me?
That's so fucking insane. Well, never again. Never
I know.
again. Great White is no longer our spot. That is just unbelievable. I cannot believe that.
And
Like,
do you know what else is crazy? And kind of another coincidental thing, Sam Trude, so one of the co-owners of Great White, he's married to a woman named I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. It's, Cologne, Cologene, Cologne Trude, who is Sam Trude's wife, who is the founder of Show Me Your Moo.
oh,
Yeah, like, such a weird kind of parallel of, like, local businesses, but in any case, of course, people would be remiss not to bring up the restaurant name, which is called Great White, and they actually released a statement, the restaurant, saying that Great White has always been about a great white shark. It's never been about racism. Like, they did come out with a public statement because they had to, because 'cause they've been getting eaten alive all over social media the last week, saying we do not discriminate, et cetera, like a very PR driven statement. But I think the proof is in what your former employees and patrons have been saying for years.
that's nuts. And I didn't even make the connection with the name Great White because I just think of it like a great white shark.
Yes, and that's what they say the root of
Yeah.
that of the restaurant name is,
They have like a
but
shark
w
logo.
yeah, but people were saying, of course, the call was coming from inside the house, like, "Come on, they've been telling us this from day one," which is even funnier. I mean, not funny, but you know what I
That's
mean.
that's so fucked. And also, if I go to their Instagram, I'm on their Instagram right now looking for their statement. It's not even on their like feed. They probably did they like post a story?
So ABC News, one of the LA local channels, they posted the statement, on, like, the nighttime news, so I bet you they asked Great White for commentary, and they just responded, but you're right, they're not publicly posting it on any of their channels.
That's crazy. They have their comments turned off, so
Of course, I saw that too.
of course they do. Uh I want to quickly move on to um the new season of Love is Blind.
Please, because so many people
Have
still
you
here are asking
started it?
us to
Have you
recap.
started it yet?
I have not. I am intending to, and I will do it
Christy,
today.
she keeps saying that, you guys. Hold Christy accountable. She has been saying this for a week now that she's going to watch Love is Blind Denver
I
and
know.
has not.
I know. No, you're so you know what? Thank you for holding me accountable publicly because now I'm only going to be shamed if I don't start it. So I'll tell you what, after this, I'm going to jump over right over 2 steps to my couch and put it on.
You know what's a good hack, you guys, for shows like this? I did this with the new season. I do this with every season of Love is Blind. But I'm also like ADD, so I always need something playing, whether it's a podcast or a show, while I'm doing tasks around the house or showering or whatever it is. I watch it in the shower. I watch while I'm doing my skincare, and then I watch it also on like 1.25 speed or like speed it up a little bit because a lot of the pod episodes are kind of boring. So
It
I
just
get that. It's kind of
drags.
it
Yeah.
drags on for sure. But it's definitely more entertaining than the last season, which was Minnesota,
I didn't
and
even
that
watch it. I've heard nothing good about that season.
it was very boring. This season, everyone is insane.
Everyone's talking about this season. It's not been like that over the last couple of seasons. Am I right? That's
No,
the sentiment.
everyone's insane. People are like, "Oh my god, the dating scene in Denver is dire if these are your eligible." But you could argue that normal eligible single people are not going on Love is Blind, I guess. If I were single, we've talked about this before. If I were single, like, I would be open to it. I think it's a really cool concept. Would you be open to Love is Blind?
Yes, and I already know how I would be. Like, all my friends were like, "You don't want Christy on that show because the second the doors open, I would just be like, "Oh."
Ew.
Like, I yeah, I my friends are always like, "Chrissy would you cannot go on that show."
Wait, it's so funny when you can tell they're not attracted. to the person, they always say the same things. They're like, "How are you?"
Ew,
And oh, and they go, I'm just having trouble connecting the voice to the face. Wow. Wow, this is
It's
crazy.
always, "This is
This is crazy.
crazy."
That's what they do. There actually was one couple, Patrick and Casey.
Asian?
Patrick is Asian, and he had said he and another contestant, Anna, who is also Asian, both said that they only date white people typically.
Yes.
And Anna ended up leaving, and Anna was Patrick's first choice, and they had revealed to each other that they were Asian. Patrick was left with Casey, who is a blonde, fake tan, just very shallow. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to describe her, just shallow. And she basically you could tell that Patrick didn't want to reveal that he was Asian to Casey because he's like, I am sick of being judged by the fact that I'm Asian by people that I'm dating. This is the point of the experiment, is like not revealing that about myself. But she pressured him into revealing that he was Asian. You could tell that he was extremely, extremely uncomfortable. And there's been a lot of discourse around Patrick maybe like needing therapy, and, if there's some self-hatred going on there. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts, Christy. But what I was gonna say is the cringiest part is that Casey basically had like phone sex through the pods with Patrick, and it was so uncomfortable. She's like,
Wait,
I'm gonna
what?
she's like, I'm gonna start by kissing you all over. And then she talks about how she has a landing strip. And Patrick doesn't know how to react. He goes, "That's awesome. Wow, that's awesome."
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
totally.
what?
It's so awkward. It's so cringy. And then she sees him and clearly is not into him. I think also Patrick's problem is that he kept talking about how good looking he is. He'd be like, "Yeah, everyone's like, you're so good looking for an Asian, and you're that good looking Asian guy." And yeah, he's good looking, but he kept saying over and over again how good looking he is, which I feel like is
Yeah.
like, just don't do that on Love is Blind.
You're setting
Um,
yourself up for failure if you do that.
you're setting yourself
Yeah.
up. So she clearly was not into it. And then basically broke up with him before the Mexican retreat where they go to Baja, Mexico, I think.
My favorite part of the show.
I know, it's so awkward. But then at the same time, I was like kissing him and like love bombing him. And he was like, "So are you breaking up with me?" And she's like, "No, no, no, I'm not. I'm just uncomfortable with the cameras and blah, blah, blah." And then also mentions to a producer, she's like, "I'm just not going to get there attraction wise." But she said she didn't think that part would air. She didn't want to look like she was shallow.
Oh my god. I need to watch
I
this
know.
season so
I
much.
know. It's so bad. I'm basically spoiling a lot of it for you. Um, But she also made mention about the fact that she had had a boyfriend at home who wanted her to go on reality TV for, like, her career. So,
What?
I feel like that's also Love is Blind's problem, is that they keep bringing on people who don't actually wanna find love, they just want fame and attention because the show has
That's why
gotten
the
so huge.
that's why the Bachelor franchise kinda stopped hitting for most people because it
Yeah.
became very clear that these people were not going on it for love. It was just for fame, and I think it's kind of unavoidable at this point with the climate of social media. When you go on a reality show, you will come out with followers. It's
Yeah.
the formula. That's great, but it's become too thirsty at this point, so you can't really avoid it anymore. It's weird.
Yeah, totally. It's like, how do you vet that, you know? Um, I just wanna quickly run through some of the couples that are fucking insane. So, Annie and Nick are one couple, and they made homophobic comments in the pods, basically saying that, if their children were to come out as queer, they would say, "What, are you just trying to follow the fad, follow the trend?" Basically saying that being queer is just a fad. And they both are very talk about being very Christian religious, so I think there's something there.
Yeah.
Um, Apparently, Annie is a salon owner, which is crazy because if you look at her, she has the worst extensions and worst lash extensions you will ever see. And her salon is getting review bombed now because people are like, "You're a homophobe." People are also speculating that Nick is like maybe because he comes across as homophobic, but then also like calls him like he says some things that people are speculating Is he like in the closet? Like that's just been a lot of the online discourse, which I don't think is fair for people to be speculating on that. But people are like, is that why you made homophobic comments? Because you're having trouble coming to terms with your own sexuality? Who knows? I don't think that's appropriate, obviously, but there's been a lot of discourse about that. And his behavior is very, very, very odd. Then you have Joe and Madison. Joe was clearly one of those people that was very disappointed by Madison's looks when during the looks reveal. And he goes, "I'm just having trouble like connecting the voice to that."
Is he attractive, and what do they look like from your
He's
POV?
cute. He's cute. She's cute. All like they're both cute. Um she he makes a comment about how he usually goes for thinner women.
No, he said that to her face?
No, he said that in the confessional. And she has since done an interview where she said that she developed an eating disorder after she watched this, which is very, very, very sad, obviously. But I'm also surprised that they're allowed to do interviews without like we haven't gotten to the weddings yet. Like like I feel like that spoils that they
Yeah.
don't get married. But um I think that he is clearly not into her and she is constantly feeling it, and so she gets very insecure and freaks out at everything she says and
Oh.
cries and just, like I think that she's also emotionally stunted. She talks about how she's never introduced someone to her parents, she's never had a boyfriend before. So, it's just, like, emotionally stunted. And then Joe, there are rumors that he is living in a rental apartment.
That he claims he purchased.
Well, that he literally just moved into to be on the show is the speculation. It
Got it. So he
doesn't
may
look
not even be a Denver local, like, he may have just moved into an
exactly.
apartment just to be on the show. Okay, I'm
Exactly, just
following.
for fame. And so, because his apartment does not look lived in, he has a PS4 that he referred to as a PS5, which people said is, I don't play video games, but apparently there's a big difference. He had a Bible on his nightstand, and people are like, "Why would Joe have a Bible on his nightstand?" So, like, all of these things, people are like, "He does not live there." Like, he's pretending to be a Denverite or whatever Denver people call themselves.
Also, really quickly, sorry about Joe. I was also seeing discourse about remember Shane from the Chicago season who was, like, clearly on
Yes.
drugs, who's admitted
Yes.
it?
Yes.
He posted a TikTok that I came across saying, "A lot of you were asking me if I think Joe is on," and he put, like, a snowflake emoji. Do you see his behavior kinda acting a little bit erratic and a little bit upward, so to
That's what
speak?
people thought. So they did like a pool party in Mexico during the first batch of episodes where he was like definitely acting really fucked up, but not like slurring his words. So people were speculating that maybe he was on coke or maybe he was on like a downer, like maybe Xanax and not just alcohol. Who knows? Like pure speculation, obviously. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about like potential drug use because of his behavior in particular.
Yes.
Um, Another one of the couples is Edmund and KB. And Edmund seems very emotionally stunted. He talks about how he was in foster care during his childhood and had a very traumatic childhood, not a good relationship with his mom. And basically is just like emotionally unwell. I cannot believe that he actually passed like the screening, the mental health screening to be on the show. Like it's actually like irresponsible. There was one moment where KB, his fiance, is saying, "I want to wait until marriage because that's important to me." Even though she's had sex in the past, she's like, "With you, I want to wait until marriage." And he's like, "But everyone else has had sex. I am too nice. That's my problem. I'm too nice. And that's why you don't want to have sex with me. I'm too nice." And he's crying. It is so disturbing and scary.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch this season. This is exactly what I need. I love messy Love is Blind, and I keep hearing just all this problematic behavior and the Asian conversation, the self-hatred maybe that Patrick could potentially be experiencing, the fact that Annie left on her own volition. There's a lot to unpack here, and I feel this is kind of giving OG or seasons, like the 1st
Yeah.
season or like
The
Jimmy and
2nd
Chelsea.
season. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimmy and
yeah.
Chelsea. Oh my god. So Joe everyone's saying Joe and Madison are like Jimmy and Chelsea 2.0, where he's, like, not into it. So she's extremely insecure and crying all the time.
Oh, I can't
No, I
wait.
know. So the only remotely normal couples, like Allie and Anton, kind of, and then Jordan and Sparkle Megan. I'm actually rooting for Jordan and Sparkle Megan. Jordan is a single dad, and Sparkle Megan is like a working, successful woman who actually apparently the company that she was working at bought them out for $2 billion or something. So she actually genuinely is very wealthy. She, it's part of her personality in the show is that she's like very, very, very wealthy. Anyway, I'm rooting for them. The only red flag about Jordan so far is that he made a smoothie with Crystal Light and boiled chicken, put it in a NutriBullet and drink it. He made a chicken smoothie, Christy.
Uh, I literally wanna vomit. That
Yeah.
that's like self-harm, basically. Making yourself eat that? Like,
He was like he was like, "It's a little gritty, but it has 50 grams of
ew,
protein." No, I know.
gritty? Oh my god. In like, whatever natural whatever you said, what is that called? Like those liquid IV packets?
Crystal Light, like Crystal
That's
Light,
just
like you make like a lemonade or whatever.
ew, why would the sweet go with the chicken? Oh my god.
He
He's
has to
sick.
like make it, sweeten it up a little bit.
He's sick.
I know, so that's,
Oh,
like, the biggest red flag about him, but otherwise, he's pretty normal and seems really sweet and like a good dad.
okay, you've explained this very well. I'm dead ass going to watch it today. Like, I need to
Yeah,
fly through all of these episodes.
and guys, I know that the pod episodes are slow, like, I get that. You just have to, like, push through, okay?
I usually fast forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sometimes do too. Okay, Christy, what do you wanna talk about next? 'Cause I know we have, like, a lot on our list still.
I want to talk about Ella Rose's wedding in Vogue.
Mm.
Okay, she actually had, like, a very beautiful wedding when I looked at kinda like the background of it. Sorry, I was just expanding this Instagram caption. So, Vogue Weddings posted Ella Rose McFadden and James Hanbury Williams first connected on a dating app in 2021. I sent the first message. I made a lighthearted joke about matcha, as James was working in the matcha world at the time. After 3 years of dating and many trips upstate, the couple got engaged in the Catskills, where they share a home with their rescue pup, Crispy. The couple tied the knot on September 13th, 2025, at Chateau de Cibra in the something I cannot even say this to pronounce this Arige region of France. My family has a home in this corner of France, nestled in the foothills of the Pyrenees, and it has been the backdrop of my summer since childhood. First of all, that's like so rich. This has been the backdrop of my summer since childhood. I know she grew
Well,
up in Newport.
he's British. No, he's
He's
he's British. So I feel like for people that are English, it's more normal for them to like summer in France or Italy or Spain or whatever.
You're right, you're right. It's like us you going to Florida or like us
Yeah.
going to Hawaii, so I guess that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
She looks beautiful. I think that her
Yeah.
dress is perfectly tailored to her body. It just, like, it fits her very well. There is this one picture that Vogue Weddings posted. It's of her getting ready and her getting her hair done. I don't know if you ever watched Handmaid's Tale.
I
I
didn't.
swear to I swear to God, this picture is giving me Handmaid's Tale of, like, Serena getting ready, and I don't know what about it. Maybe it's, like, the kind of high neck, kinda
Yeah, her
gown that
getting
she's
ready
wearing.
gown is interesting. But yeah, she looked beautiful. I think it's funny that it took a month for her to post the picture. She was like, "Please, I'm waiting for my Vogue exclusive." I also think it's funny how
Yeah.
people are like, "Why is she in Vogue?" And it's like, do you guys understand that literally anyone, like normal people are in Vogue? Like it's obviously it's exclusive. Like it's hard to get your wedding into Vogue, but any normal person can be
Yes.
in Vogue if they have, beautiful wedding, beautiful photos, beautiful vendors or whatever it is. Like normal people can be in Vogue too. Like it's not just A-list celebrities, like influencers of course. Like it doesn't surprise me at all that she's in Vogue. Everyone's like, "How? How did she get a Vogue exclusive?" It's like a lot of people have their weddings in Vogue.
No, I agree. It's actually very it's a for the normal people as well. I put normal in quotes, unless of course, like, if you have a beautiful, stunning aesthetic and you're wealthy, then yeah, anyone can be in Vogue. People were actually saying that Align PR, her PR agency, helped her, like, nab this type of deal, so they might have pushed for her to have it, but yeah, to your point, like, you don't just have to be Selena Gomez to be featured in Vogue weddings, like,
Right.
literally anyone can.
It's just so
Um,
funny how it took like a month for the photos and it's like, okay. Like we've
do you
all
think it
moved
was
on.
do you think it's because Vogue didn't release them until, like, this week?
I mean, I feel like yeah, it's because of like the Vogue exclusive, I guess, but like what took you so long? Like, it literally, like, it just took way too long, like, we've all moved on, okay?
Right. Selena's
But yeah,
gotten married already.
she looked beautiful, like, okay. Okay, we
Okay,
moved on.
I also wanna talk about King Kylie.
Oh, yeah.
She's bringing her King Kylie era back. She had this trailer on her Instagram. It was her in this almost like Christina Aguilera dirty type outfit, and she was walking down, like,
Mhm.
the sidewalk or whatever, and it was very much giving King Kylie 2016, and I was just wondering, like, is this a recession indicator? Why is she bringing back this era of her? She knows it's her most beloved era. She knows this is probably when she was the most famous. She was probably the most relevant out of all of her sisters, and now she's bringing it back. It feels like she's bringing, like, that baddie trend, into 2025, which is very different and a huge contrast to her kinda coquette Timothy, like, white boyfriend style. So I'm curious, why do you think she's doing this? Do you have any theories?
It's giving girl who peaked in high school and, like, can't let it go. Like, she knows that this was her most iconic era, and she just can't let it go, and she's tried to revive it so many times, and nobody cares. They're also, like, I've seen speculation that maybe she is going to release, like, pop music,
I
which
saw that
would be
too.
which would be crazy. Uh, I I don't know, but it seems very desperate. Like, it doesn't seem organic. Like, King Kylie was such a moment in time because it was, like, Kylie just being herself. Now it's like she's trying to, like, I don't know, grasp onto something that isn't there anymore.
Yeah, and Jordan just let us know Kylie just got casted in Charlie XCX's new
Yes.
movie, so
Yes.
maybe it's like a teaser for that, but I actually came across a video that she did where she was like, "Come with me to try on old Kylie lip kits," and it was that blue lip kit. She's like, "Oh my god, this is such
Skylie.
a Skyly," and then she had I think it was like the black, lip kit, and this was like probably 2 weeks ago she posted this, so she is trying to slowly kind of bring back like breadcrumb, the King Kylie era, and that was just the beginning, and now we have this whole, like, music video. Remember that weird video she did with, like, Jordan and a couple others where, uh, it was to "Now I got 3 strikes, da, da, da" Kiara, I think?
No.
She it was like this weird music video where she was pulling up in a convertible. It was almost giving Justin Bieber's "What Do You Mean" music video where you're in this motel. She did this whole kind of like King Kylie video, and that's what it reminded me of.
So strange.
Very strange.
Also Kylie related, I read a rumor online that Sprinter, her canned cocktail business, is apparently going out of business.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. With all the competition between High Noon, White Claw, Truly, no one's picking up Sprinter over any of those
Yeah.
brands I just mentioned.
Please see our Patreon episode about Kylie's disappearing brands. Her brands
That was
do
a
not last.
that was actually a really, really good episode. Sophie walked us through every single like product she shilled, and all of a sudden they went poof. Like you just think Kylie baby, that's just scratching the surface. We went through every single endeavor she's done that has since poof in the ether.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I I feel like I feel like no one cares about this except me. I just wanna
No, you need to talk
quickly
about it because people do care.
I wanna quickly touch on the fact that Sophia Culpo is now single. You might be asking yourself, "Who is Sophia Culpo?" She is Olivia Culpo's little sister, and as you guys know, one of my favorite shows of all time is The Culpo Sisters, which, gone too soon. It didn't get renewed for a second season after just one season. But Sophia Culpo is also the ex-girlfriend of Braxton Berrios, who is Alex Earl's boyfriend. And allegedly, Braxton may have cheated on Sophia with Alex. Anyway, she was dating this guy for 2 years named Michael Stevens, and he seemed like a very normal he's like a lawyer who also does stand-up comedy. She'd be like, "I call him my funny lawyer." He So they seemed very in love and seemed like they were maybe like endgame. But people started to notice that he was like missing from her content. And they finally confirmed, her side confirmed to People Magazine that they were officially broken up. Sounds like it was amicable. She seems like she's happy. So I would speculate that it was her choice. Like she doesn't seem sad in her content. She seems completely normal. Um, it's also coming on the heels of her sister Aurora just getting engaged. And Aurora was formerly married to Mikey Bortone. That is who she has 2 children with, and Mikey was, fun fact, on Survivor Micronesia. He was one of the first boots, but that's the season that Parvati Shallow won. Fun fact about that. Everything comes back to Survivor. Um, Also, there have been rumors that Alex and Braxton, have you seen these rumors that people are like, "Oh my god, they're definitely broken up because she's on Dancing with the Stars and he has not been at any of the tapings."
Interesting that you're bringing this up. So we'll just kind of tell you guys we're doing Alex Earl on Thursday. And in my research, there's a YouTube video she posted to her vlog. And it was like 20 minutes about how her and Braxton are trying to, remain positive and close throughout the distance. And she admits it's really hard. And I feel like even though they were just video posted, like she just posted a vlog, I guess, with him recently over the last couple of days, but people say the chemistry seems off. And I think there's
Mhm.
definitely teeth to that rumor for sure, just in my research so far.
Yeah, or I mean, or they could just be long distance, you know? Like, there is a world where it's just like, "Oh, well, they're not seeing each other because they're long distance and it's hard." So, like, I
I
don't
thought that
know.
too. I thought that too until I watched the YouTube video of her describing the
Ooh,
distance. Yeah, there's definitely problems for sure. Yes.
wow.
And she admits
There's
it. So, yeah, I think if there ever was a time for them to break up, it would be right now because of the distance. I think that they still love each other, but I think the distance is very taxing on them.
there's a lot happening in the, uh, extended Kupo cinematic universe that I know not a lot of people care about except me and a few baby snarks. But, yeah, there's always something.
Yeah, when you posted that on our Instagram, so many people were like responding saying, "No, Sophie, I too care about this very much."
It was like 50-50 though, because I posted, "Am I the only one that cares about this?" And a lot of people were like, "Yeah, you are." And then other people were like, "No, oh my god, I care about this too."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you wanna speak on any more?
No, I think let's just jump into our DEOs and LEOs.
Okay, my DEO, I have 2. First of all, you guys have been through me with my dip journey. I am allergic. Yes, it is dermatitis. Yes, I did see a dermatologist. Like, yes, it's okay. I don't need any medical opinions only because I did talk with my dermatologist. But in any case, I had to get dip removed from my nails and I was doing the laundry yesterday and I went down to like grab laundry from the washer and my nail fully just broke. Like the
Oh,
side of it, not the
no.
full amount, but it's so exactly what I mean. It's so
Yeah.
painful
Ah.
and it started to bleed, and
Oh, no.
I feel like just when I'm getting my nails healthy again, because I've had such a severe allergic reaction on my nails, like, it's getting to the point where over the last 2 weeks, I had to have Band-Aids on my nails because they were so in pain.
Oh my god, I'm
I finally
sorry.
felt like I was out of the woods, and then I jabbed my nail into the damn washer, and then I had to, like, clip it off, so now it's disgusting and it's painful. So,
Ugh,
I
it's the
just wanna
worst, I'm
say,
sorry.
if you're going through any pain, like, again, I'm not, like, complaining too much, it's just, like, annoying because when it's on your hands, you can't avoid, like, nicking it or hitting it, or you cannot avoid using your hand, so it's just very painful over the last couple of weeks, and that's one of my dark energy objects. The second one is when you're in a really crowded shopping center, you don't experience this because you live in the city, but when people are, like, on your ass trying to get into the parking spot and you're the one leaving the spot, I always feel so rushed because then they have their
Mhm.
stupid blinker light waiting to turn into the spot that I'm
Mhm.
leaving, and I always feel like there's a gun to my head. Like, I'm always like, "Oh my god, quick, like, I need a map. Where am I going?" And I'm always so flustered.
I would get, like, stage fright or, like, performance anxiety in that situation.
Yes, it's so much pressure, and then they
Yeah.
have their blinker, and then there's a bunch of cars behind that
Yeah.
car trying to get into my spot,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're holding up traffic. It's a lot of pressure, so I experienced that yesterday when I was at Bear Flag, because it's so, busy in that
Oh,
shopping
I
center.
love Bear Flag.
Every time I go there, I have to take a picture with Sophie because I feel like you reinvigorated my love for that food,
I love it.
but, that happened to me yesterday, so I just had to brain dump on you guys. What are yours?
So, I've seen multiple people use this caption when they attend a wedding and they're engaged. They say, "Last wedding before ours," with, like, the little, like, big eyes, happy tears emoji.
Shut up.
Stop
Stop making it
st
about you.
stop literally stop making it about you. It's not about you. Danielle Bernstein actually, when she attended Jordan Sloan's wedding, recently. She posted a story where she was like, there's just something so romantic about being at a wedding when you know yours is coming up. And it's like, bitch, your wedding is next summer. Like, your wedding's in like a year. Okay, relax.
We have 8 months, babe.
We have 8 months. Like, stop. It's literally not about you. Like, I just think it's like so annoying. It's not about you. Like, stop making it about
That is
yourself.
that's actually such a crazy caption to write,
Yeah.
"Last wedding before ours."
Yeah. Like, why? What in what world would you
No, that's
ever?
infuriating.
I'm sorry. I just, and if you're listening to this and you're like, wait, I use that caption. I'm sorry. Like, you're making someone else's moment about yourself. I'm sorry. That's the vibe it gives off. Like, maybe it's not intentional, maybe, but like it's the vibe that you're giving off is like, oh my God, like here I am at, the biggest moment of like my friend's life. And I'm thinking about mine. Like, stop.
And it's one of those things where, yeah, we get it. When you're attending a wedding, you can't help but think about yours and maybe the pieces of the wedding that you're attending that you may integrate into your wedding. I get that. All thoughts do not need to be, like, put onto an Instagram story. It's so cringe and unself-aware, I cannot.
No, I know. Um, my last DEO is the phrase, life isn't fair. Have you ever had someone say that to you when you're like upset about something?
Yes,
Where
yes,
you're like,
yeah.
"It's just not fair," and someone's like, "Life isn't fair." That phrase has never once made me feel better. Like, I understand that, like, I know that life isn't fair. Nothing about that makes me feel better.
You know what it reminds me
It
of?
actually
I
makes me
feel
feel worse. It always makes me feel worse, for the record.
I agree. And you know what? I kinda pride myself, and I feel like you're the same way because 'cause you're pretty intuitive. When people are coming to me with an issue, right, I'm never one to say talk about my own issue and say like, okay, this is why I'm bringing this up. I watched Real Housewives of Orange County, and Emily
Mhm.
Simpson is going through, a lot of tribulations and trials and tribulations with her son, Luke, who her and her
Mhm.
husband believe could be autistic. They didn't realize he couldn't read and he's in the 4th grade. Her dirty laundry is being aired totally on RHOC. And she's also working with the Innocence Center, which helps exonerees kind of reintegrate back into normal life after they leave prison,
Mhm.
which is a great cause. And she invited 3 exonerees into her home, and they were talking about how they were incarcerated for 15 to 25 years. And the first time that they got to hold their daughter was after they left prison and the daughter was already 3 years old. Like they didn't get to watch the first, second, and third years of their kid's life. And Emily, in front of these exonerees, goes, "Oh my god, I mean, these problems are just so big. Like, here I am worrying about, Luke and his potential diagnosis with autism, but, like, imagine what you guys have to go through." And, like, I know she didn't mean it in a way that felt insensitive, but it's like, that may not be what they wanna hear right now, that their problems are so much bigger and worse than yours. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, read the
Yeah.
room a little bit. I don't know, I totally know what you mean when it's just like, if someone's coming to you with an issue, try not to make it about yourself and just try and listen and empathize and offer
Yeah.
support. You don't need to, like, make it with like, platitudes.
I feel like it's, like, also a two-way street too, because it's like, at the same time, a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, well, so many people have it worse than you." So think about it's like you said, it's not like a competition, you know? It's just like, just hear me out. My issue can still feel big, you know? And like, even though I know life isn't fair and so many people have it worse, like, I don't know. It's just like so annoying. Nothing about it makes
Trauma
me feel better.
Yeah, and I always said trauma is very relative. You don't have to experience the worst event in life
Yeah.
to not to you're allowed to feel sad even if your problem isn't as bad as the person objectively not as bad as the
Right.
person's next to you, because to you, it
Right.
feels very real, and so that's what we need to sit with.
And it will never make me feel better to when someone says, "Oh my god, but someone else has it so much worse." Okay, nothing about that makes me feel better.
Right.
Sorry.
It's not a trauma Olympics, or it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's relative to what you've experienced in your life, and that is totally valid.
Oh
Yes,
my
I
god,
completely agree with
it's
you.
so annoying. Okay, so light energy objects. I have a couple. First of all, Hershey Kisses. They always hit. If I just want a bite of something sweet, like I'm really full, I don't need a full-blown dessert after dinner. Hershey Kiss, it always hits. Sometimes I'll have 2, 3, 4 even, but it always hits the spot, and it's always like, "Okay, I got my sweet little bite in. I don't need anything else." Like, I just love them. They always hit. Any thoughts?
Uh Hershey's sorry, I was waiting for you to keep going down the list. So I was like, "Mhm."
Yeah, what are your thoughts
I
on Hershey Kisses, Christy? Go.
I love that you said that because at work we have, especially because it's Halloween, we have a bunch of candy in the
Mhm.
office. I always get the Hershey's cookies and cream, just like, the 2
Oh,
little
yeah.
things.
Yep.
I just get, 2 of those pairs of little blocks or whatever. It's the perfect sweet treat after lunch.
Mm, mm,
Something about a
so
cookies and
good.
cream, that was always my favorite growing up, Hershey's cookies and cream.
And there's just something, like, about the taste of Hershey like, the artificial taste of Hershey's chocolate. It, like, doesn't taste like any other normal chocolate. It, like, just
Mm.
tastes like her but it's so good for some reason. Um, I've been telling Henry for quite some time that I wanna go to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, which is, like, the theme park,
Oh.
the Hershey theme park. I really wanna go.
Wait, that would
So
be so fun.
no, I know, and, like, I love shit like that. Like, I love going to theme parks and, like, going on rides. Okay, so speaking of Halloween, I love spooky season. I know we've talked about, like, fall being so exciting and, like, the crisp weather. I love, like, this time of year, I'm like, "I'm gonna watch scary stuff." Like, I watched the original Halloween movie with my parents and Henry was like he does not like scary movies, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm scared." I was like, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." We watched this movie, it's from the '70s, mind you, with Jamie Lee Curtis in her, debut role. It's actually, like, literally not scary at all. And
Halloween?
Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards,
Halloween.
young Kyle Richards. It's not scary at all.
Wait, this reminds me of when you were home a couple weeks ago, I think for Yom Kippur,
Mhm.
and you're like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my parents." I'm like, "Send me a picture of, like, what you're doing." She sends me a picture and, she goes, "Watching Halloween," and I see
Oh,
just, like,
yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis in the background, and
Yeah.
then I see Doug Ross, like, on his, like, desktop computer on, like, a little,
Yep.
like a what do you call it?
Mhm.
Like a TV tray on his computer just scrolling,
On his
and then
laptop.
Sophie goes, "Yeah, he's scrolling Twitter on his laptop
Oh, and
computer, by the way."
you could see Twitter was open on his
It's
computer.
so
Um,
cute. I
oh
just
my god, what
"We're
was I
watching" you're like, "We're watching Halloween." I'm like, "Oh, that's so
oh,
cute."
and also I was, like, driving around with my mom. We, like, went to the mall or something, and my mom was listening to the Jodi Arias, like, audiobook. I was like,
She has
"I
a
am
book?
my" It's a book either about I think it's about Jodi Arias.
Oh,
Jodi?
yeah, that was a crazy case,
Um, I
and her
think it's
Mormon
the
boyfriend.
Jodi
Yeah.
Arias murder trial audiobook by JD Rockefeller, I'm pretty sure it was. Um, but it's funny, it's like, I am my mother's daughter. It's like and Chrissy, like, you could be my mother's daughter too, because it's like,
It's
what other well-adjusted person is, like, listening to, like, a murder audiobook casually?
no, my dad was sending me YouTube videos of, like, 48 Hours Mystery and was like, "Oh, I have to go run an errand, but I'm too, like, entranced in this 48 Hours Mystery, like, thing on YouTube," and I'm like, "We get it from our parents, it's genetic, okay? We can't help
Yeah.
it."
No, it literally is genetic. But yeah, so I actually have never watched The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. So that is my thing right now. I just watched the first episode, so I'm gonna watch that. Anything else spooky that you guys I don't like blood and gore and torture, but like I like spooky, scary stuff. So let me know your scary, spooky recommendations because October is the time to do it. As soon as it's November 1st, I'm like, fun's over. Um, my last LEO is the fact that the new movie have you heard of this movie, Tron: Ares?
No.
So it's like some AI robot movie. Apparently, it's a franchise that I have never heard of, and I don't really care about, like, robot franchises personally, not judging people who do. So I remember watching it was either, like, the trailer or the first 10-minute preview because Henry is into this type of shit,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Okay, this looks decent," and then Jared Leto shows up, and I'm like, "No, I'm not watching this because Jared Leto's in it." The
It
movie has flopped. It's flopped, like, worse than Morbius, which famously flopped, also starring Jared Leto, and I think it's about time that movie studios come to realize that Jared Leto is a flop. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. He's a creep. He's allegedly, another allegedly, a pedophile and just a fucking creep, and audiences clearly don't wanna watch him. Stop putting him in movies because 'cause they're just gonna flop. So, anyway, that makes me happy.
I hate that I actually really enjoyed We Crashed on Apple TV with Anne Hathaway and Jared Leto because
That was
I did
good.
follow that was really good. I hate
Yeah.
that he was in it and that he
Yeah.
did do a good job, but that makes me happy that people are like, we just aren't uninterested. Unless Anne
Mhm.
Hathaway was the reason I watched it, okay, I'll just blame it on that. It wasn't for
Yes.
Jared Leto. She
Yep.
was phenomenal in it. She played Rebecca Newman, who is, Adam Newman's wife, and it was a really good show if you followed that whole controversy back in, like, the 2010s, late 2010s,
Yeah.
but good. Men like that do not deserve a platform anymore, okay? And it's
Yeah.
showing. It's kinda like him and James
Yeah.
Franco. They were, like, on this huge comeuppance, and then they just lost everything so quickly,
Yeah.
deservedly so.
Yeah, so you guys Google Jared Leto 17-year-old if you want to read more about the accusations against him that came out this past June. But the rumors about him have been swirling for a really, really, really long time. But he has been formally accused by underage women of being creepy towards
Jesus.
them. So, and also being like kind of a cult leader.
Yes.
I'm not gonna, like, spoil anything, but we do have a Jared Leto episode in the works, so stay tuned for that to learn more about him. But, yeah, he's a creep, and I'm glad that he is flopping at the box office. Yay.
Yep. Mm, kind of just tagging on to your spooky season, LEO. Speaking of good things I've been watching on Netflix, there is a show called True Haunting. It just came out, like, less than a week ago
Oh,
on
I saw
Netflix.
that. I saw that. What's it
Yes.
like, what's it about? Is it a
So
docuseries?
it's kinda like a docudrama, so it'll cut to the person that experienced this paranormal being,
Mhm.
and then it'll cut to, like, a dramatization. So it kinda reminds me of, like, Forensic Files, when they would
Love
dramatize it
it.
and then they would
Yep.
cut, yeah. And it's not about true crime, but it's actually I think there's 2 stories. Each story is 3 episodes, so there's 6 episodes, I believe, so far. And the first one that I'm watching is about a young man in the '80s who went to, like, a college in New York City, and he started experiencing paranormal activity. Like, he would be jogging in the woods, and he would see this, like, being that was a creepy ghost, and then his roommates started to experience it, and they were trying to, like, exorcise it out of their life, and it comes from the POV of all these young who were young boys, and now they're, like, in their 50s and 60s talking about what happened. It's very good.
Oh, okay, I'm
It's
gonna add
spooky.
that to my spooky season list. That sounds good. I
Yes.
keep I keep seeing it on Netflix when I'm going to watch Love Is Blind, you know?
Yeah, it's exactly, it keeps coming up on, like, new on Netflix, so I recommend it if you
Uh,
guys are into spooky season, it's perfect for this time of year,
love it.
and honestly, that's kind of it. The last couple of weeks have been kind of a whirlwind. I don't really know
Yeah.
what I'm grateful for, but let's just say I'm gonna just tag on to what you said, the spooky season shows and Hershey's Kisses, the cookies and cream at work. So, yeah.
So, yeah, thank you guys for listening and for being here. We will
Oh,
see you.
tomorrow sorry to interrupt. Tomorrow, we have a Morgan Riddle tennis wag episode on our Patreon,
Mhm.
patreon.com/snarkbaitpod. We talk about Morgan Riddle's drama with Paige Lorenz, what the tennis wag life is like in general, how Morgan Riddle came up, all that good stuff. So if you wanna go over
Mhm.
there and listen, patreon.com/snarkbaitpod. We have bonus content every Wednesday on top of ad-free episodes from the Tuesday and Thursday shows on Patreon as well.
Yeah. So, we'll see you there if you're interested. Otherwise, we'll see you on Thursday. And thank you to Jordan, our producer, Rachel, our social manager, and Olivia, our researcher. And thank you, Baby Snarks, for listening. We love you so much. Follow us at SnarkBaitPod. Follow me at Soph_Ross and Christy at Christy Noel __. Leave us a 5-star rating and review if you're into our show, which hopefully you are if you made it this far. Um, but yeah, thank you guys. Love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.